Yeah.
Me and my friends used to get in these helicopters, man, and terrorize people. Like, especially on a spawn point, we just be sitting there floating. We'd be laughing for 30 minutes. Like, yo, you saw.
Hostile broadcast picked up.
Into games.
Yep.
Let's talk about games.
Let's get it.
So you get a PlayStation 5. What are you doing with it?
Exactly. And right now, we just said, both you and I, neither of us really care for the current games that came out released. So what's coming up?
Right. Now, I love Spider-Man, and I'm looking forward to Miles Morales, but that's a game I can wait for. I'm not buying the remastered version. I already got the digital, had all the DLCs. I recently just finished playing it. I think I got like 3 trophies left, and then it's completely done. But that right now, that's really the only game that's speaking to me. So
what about the future?
I know the number one thing, and maybe number two. The number one thing I'm looking for is the next Rocksteady Batman game. So this has been announced. There's been videos of it where you actually play as Batgirl, both the Robins, Red Hood, Nightwing. Like, you play as them with no Batman. Like, you have to find out what happened.
So like splits off the storyline,
like if you played the first, there were 4 games, but the third, I think it was either the second game or the third game, Batman Origins, Arkham Origins, wasn't done by Rocksteady. Even though they had the graphics, they had the tools for it, it just wasn't done by that. So there's already been 4, but by Rocksteady, their storyline there's been 3, where Arkham Origin was more of a prequel to everything else. But if you go by just Rocksteady, you got 3. At the end of 3, something happens. I won't ruin it for those that like it or playing it or just getting it. I won't ruin it when something happens. That does lead into this 4th one. Right. From our understanding, was Rocksteady was done after 3. Like, after the third one, it completes our trilogy. Our story is told. And 3 was a whole lot of fun. Like, you get Batmobiles, you're all over Gotham. Like, in each game, you're kind of stuck in little areas. Like, the first one, you're stuck in the asylum. The second one, you're stuck into, like, where they made a little prison for the people, like, Blackgate, stuff like that. And then the third one, you're all over Gotham. You're crossing bridges, you're jumping, and you got certain challenges, certain things you got to do with the Batmobile as well as Batman and things like that. Like, I've loved those games. That's probably my second favorite game. The second one, and I'm hoping it happens, but I'm praying they remaster Metal Gear Solid.
Wait, hold up. Back with the Batman, though. When is there a set release date?
I haven't heard of a release date, but I have seen the video of them showing them going up against Mr. Freeze and you playing as one character and then lead you into the second character.
Okay, so they're starting to leak out.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure there's still more work to do on it because they only demoed this one part of it, but it won't be long. You know what I mean? And I'll have a PlayStation 5 by that time. I'll say
sounded like
summer,
late next year.
Right? Yeah, it might even be early 2022, depending on with this COVID and how they're working. Exactly. But just to see that it's coming, I know that's the game I'll do for.
Yeah. All right.
What I'm absolutely praying for, is them to remaster Metal Gear Solid, the whole series. That has been my number one game, and the reason I kind of got a hint of it is because they just announced they're going to make a Metal Gear Solid movie. So they announced the guy from Star Wars, Oscar Isaac, is going to be a Solid
Snake. Pilot.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, cool. He's going to be Solid Snake. And now you're starting to see people make little graphs of his face, the Solid Snake. Like, all right, so that's going to rev up the popularity of it. So maybe I'll get lucky and they will remaster it, because I've been playing since the first Metal Gear Solid.
Hold on, let me ask you a question with this. What's remastered? I've never bought any game that's been remastered. Are they adding in additional shit, or are you just going to run the same shit, just better quality?
Well, for me, I don't care if I'm running the same shit with better quality because one, it's been so long since I played Metal Gear Solid or Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, 4. Like the last one, 4 was on the PlayStation 3 and 5 was on the PlayStation 4, and then they stopped there. So PlayStation or like 4 and 5, I might not need to play so much because you get the newer graphics. But I mean, back when Metal Gear Solid, we're
you're saying, you're saying so
we're
back
blocked off, we're block faces. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, all right.
It's back PlayStation 1, so that's why I'm like, if you remaster everything and put it out to the PlayStation 5, you guys will make a killing.
Yeah.
Even if you do add a little bit to it, but just put redoing it because I can't play a PlayStation 1 game on my PlayStation 5.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Like
they start killing.
All right, you just got me because SOCOM 2, if that bitch got remastered, that's it.
Just like that, right? Like I can finally play it because I can't do 3 to 4.
Yeah.
The best news was that I can go back and play, it has backwards compatibility with the 5. Like that's phenomenal news for a lot of us because we're like, yo, we got games that we still want to play, that we still want.
Yeah.
So if I could buy the digital version, but I would like the upgraded version of them. You know what I mean? I would love to see Metal Gear Solid 1 with the graphics they used from 5. This would be phenomenal. So I would really hope they would do that. Me, I've gotten away from the Maddens. I used to play Madden faithfully until I started realizing I'm paying $60 every year for just an updated roster. Like, okay, this guy moved to this team. So I eased back on Madden a lot. So for a third game for me, I'm kind of open because those are my 2 main games where it's
strictly PvE.
It's solo, right? It's
solo.
It's solo where I can concentrate on it. I don't depend on anybody else. I can play at my own pace.
Yeah.
Now Metal Gear Solid did have a PvP form. I think I hopped in there 1 or 2 times, but it just wasn't that great. Like it was like, the movement on here is kind of weird. You can't really get into it.
Yeah.
Now, do I look forward to a Division 3? I don't even know. I don't know, man. Like
to me, it all depends on this coming season.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, we'll get into the division part of it here in a minute. So, what other little games, like everything else is not that important, but I do appreciate the NBA 2K, the 20, the 21. That looks phenomenal on a 5. Like they have stepped it up, but it is still really the same game that I'm playing on the 20.
Right.
I'm curious to see if that EA, now that they're under Disney, what they release with their games.
EA's Disney?
Disney bought all that. Disney's buying everything. So like the Star Wars was under Electronic Arts. Disney bought all that out.
Right.
They look, you're gonna do it the way we want you to do. No more of that microtransactions. If it's for the people, give it to the people. Simple as that. Push it out the door.
Nice.
So when I downloaded the Battlefront 2, I was like, the whole, that's my favorite thing. I go through PlayStation Plus in a heartbeat. Full game. I think Ghost Recon might be the full game on there. I've never played it. I was watching you guys play it the other night, and I was like, I don't know. I was like, that looks a little weird. The movement looks a little weird. So I didn't watch much because I know you guys were gearing up to raid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I'm used to the Division. I get in there. I've played Call of Duty. Too. Like it's some old games that I wish, would come back. Like I used to be an old Novalogic fan, like the Land Warriors and stuff like that. I mean, I'm showing my age with the beard. The people that used to play that, like that's way back in the day. Novalogic. Whoever watched,
never even heard of it.
Oh God, I remember Novalogic. Yeah, you were probably real young with Novalogic. This is 20 years ago or something like that. But it was pure PvP. Like it was the whole thing was PvP. Oh, wow. I don't even remember if there was a campaign with that or not. But Novalogic, they had Black Hawk Down, they had and Battlefield 6. Looking forward to that one. Looking forward to Battlefield 6.
Right, yeah, that looks good.
I used to be heavy on Battlefield. I quit kind of after 2 because I had mastered 2. Like everything there was to becoming like first.
3.
Battlefield 3 was good. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So Call of Duty to me was underneath Battlefield for me, because in Battlefield you can do everything. Like there's a helicopter, I can get in there, I can fly the helicopter, I can attack, I can get in the jet, I can get in the tank, I can use all this stuff. Where Call of Duty was, okay, I can call in an airstrike. Okay, I can call in a helicopter, but I can't fly it.
Yeah.
Me and my friends used to get in these helicopters, man, and terrorize people. Like, especially on a spawn point, we'd just be sitting there floating. We'd be laughing for 30 minutes. Like, yo, you stop cracking up. Like, yeah, he keeps trying to stop trying to go to that helicopter, man, because there was one where you could fire a missile and it would show you on your screen. You could control the missile. So we knew the map so much, we knew where to go around the mountain and blow up their helicopter before they even took off, or they're just lifting off, and then boom. We had played it that much, and I mean, we absolutely love the Battlefield series. That on console just doesn't work too well for me because you have to be precise with like your aiming and your movement. I didn't do it on console, but I'd be interested with 6 on playing it on the PlayStation 5, especially with how much I'm hearing about this controller and the haptic feedback that you get. I'd be interested to feel somebody hit your tank and what you feel in your controller. Does the left side of the controller vibrate when you get hit on the left side? You know what I mean? Instead of it being the whole controller rumbling, it's just specific. Like, you got hit from right here. This is where it rumbles. I'm curious if they can master that haptic.
That'd be crazy.
So
every game I play, every single game, before I start campaign, go into a PvP match, first thing to do, settings, A, invert Y-axis, B, controller vibrations off.
Yeah, a lot of people, because that thing will rumble in your hand.
The thing on the side, like, it gives you intel on where you're getting shot or something like that. Hell yeah, I'll take that advantage.
That would be nice.
I would be disadvantage taking the vibration off.
Right. I mean, right now, from what I'm hearing, like, that's how intuitive this controller is, where you know, the more tension you put on something, the harder the pads get for you to press. And I'm like, that's very interesting. And I think somebody did a video about it where they're like, they need to see more games take advantage of it. It might have been IGN, it might have been somebody else, where they're like, PlayStation needs to take more advantage of what this controller can do.
Yeah.
Now, but saying that, we're very early in the PlayStation games. You know what I mean? We're very early.
Yeah, I'm not going to be
And you also have to take into account COVID. You have to take into account of what's open, what you're allowed to do, and what you can't. And making a brand new game to this degree, this level, that's got to be tough for people sitting at home.
Yeah.
So Battlefield, I would get into that. Call of Duty, to me, I've heard complaints about this new one. I did just finish that remastered campaign, and it was a whole lot of fun. That thing was a lot of fun. I have to see if you can multiplayer it and get a group together and go in there and play it.
And co-op?
Nice. It was real nice.
For the campaign?
Yeah, for the campaign. I haven't checked yet because I played it solo. But I know you can, multiplayer most of this stuff. Call of Duty, to me, like, I love it to run and gun. I can get into it.
I love that.
It's just, for me, it's more PC. I'm so used to playing it more on PC for how many things you got to do, where you're off a bit on a PlayStation controller. Like, I'm much more, everybody's more precise and get better movement with a mouse and a keyboard.
Right.
Than you are a gamepad. So I have it. I just haven't jumped into it. But I'm seeing a lot of my friends list either playing that or Avengers. I'm hoping Avengers gets fixed. I bought it on the PlayStation 4 with the notice in there saying if you bought it on the PlayStation 4, we will give you the PlayStation 5 copy of it.
Yeah.
So I bought it, and then I was like, well, I don't want to play it until the PlayStation 5 comes out, which it sounds like it's a good thing. Like, they got a lot of bugs they need to fix. Like, I don't want to jump into it, be bored, because from my understanding is Avengers is a lot like Division, where you got to farm these missions, get exotics, power up, put certain things on it. I know a lot of people that are playing
a fighting game.
Yeah, like, that's what I thought. It was just run, you go to the storyline, but nah, it's multiplayer. 4-man teams, you go in here, farm missions, get exotics, everything, get new weapons. I was like, that's Division.
Is Wolverine
that takes over.
Bitch?
Huh?
Is Wolverine in it?
No. Not yet. At least not yet.
Oh, shit. There's that DLC shit.
Yeah, because a lot of people are upset because if you have an Xbox and you got the Avengers game, you won't get Spider-Man when it's released in 2021.
Sony owns
the rights, right? Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man. So, Right. So, I mean, Xbox is missing out on these Miles Moraleses and the Spider-Man. Like, I won't do the Spider-Man remastered. I think I already said that, but definitely the Miles Morales, I'm looking forward to it. Like, man, that Spider-Man was a whole lot of fun. Like, that's hands down the best Spider-Man game I've ever played.
Trailer looks badass.
Hands down. Yeah, like this thing. I mean, if you find a cheap digital copy on PlayStation 4, I definitely advise you to get it. You will not be disappointed with how much stuff you have to do in that game and how fun it is swinging around and bouncing off of buildings and running down the side of them. Like, you really feel like you're Spider-Man in that thing. Like, they really hooked it up. Like, it is a lot of fun. I had a ball playing it. So
we know a guy who can hook us up with it.
Yeah.
But
I got him on standby. Waiting for that big giant white box, man. I've seen it in the store. That thing is huge, man. That Xbox or that PlayStation is gigantic. Like, I know people say it, but until you actually see it, I'm like, whoa, that thing is big. My wife was like, man, that thing's like 2 feet. She's like, where are you gonna stand it up? I was like, I'm gonna lay it down on this shelf. She was like, you can lay it down? I'm like, yeah, but you gotta have this thing. That thing is 2 feet.
Oh, my TV. Like, I'm gonna have to measure my fucking areas for the
right, like, man, because if I put it on the floor, kids can get it. Nah. So where I was like, I'll take it out of the PlayStation. It'll just take up the whole shelf now from what the PlayStation 4 could do. Might be hanging off a little bit. But at the same time, we might be the lucky ones where we didn't get it so early. You know what I mean? They might have new features that they need to do to work out some of the bugs. And that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Definitely take care of that before we get it. And I want to know if the rumor is true. Are you going to do a dual video card in the PlayStation Pro?
Yeah.
You also have to increase that disk size because that is huge. Like, what is Division? 115 gigs?
Something big.
You get an 865 hard drive, and the OS alone is taking up like 150 or 100. Like, I think they said when it was all said and done, you end up with 675 gigabytes worth of space. 4 or 5 games, you're full.
Yeah.
So you can have an external, but you can't play the games off the external. You got to transfer them back and forth. Like, okay. But I kind of do that now to keep my SSD drive and my PlayStation kind of free. I only have like 2 or 3 games. Like, I'm playing this, and playing this. So the rest are sitting on an external, and then I got the primary games I'm playing. So I can always switch. I'm like, that's not too bad. But yeah, you need at least 2 terabytes nowadays.
Damn.
But I guess this SSD is something specialized to the PlayStation where you can't just buy an SSD and change it out. Like, it's built specifically for the PlayStation.
Oh, man.
Some new technology, but somebody will figure it out. Like, nah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Format it this way and put it in and it'll work.
Trying to find out.
Yeah, because that was the big shock to me. I'm like, all right, you're coming out with SSD, you're coming out with these new processors, you got these new video cards in here. I'm expecting this thing to be close to like $1,000 anyway from that type. And it was like $399, $499. I was like, that's a steal. That's beautiful. $399 for a digital. I'm saving $100 by not getting this. That's perfect.
Right.
Beautiful. And some people, you miss out when you do that. I'm like, GameStop has been ripping people off for I don't know how many years. You think I worry about trading this game in and only getting $2 back from it, but they sell it on sale for $35?
Yeah.
Nah, they're not getting me anymore. No, I'll just get the digital. Wait for it to go on sale where they have this 20% off. Boom. Now I got
switching out the games.
Yeah, and that's it. PlayStation Plus, I can get it for free. Hey, try this trial. Let me see, do I even want this game?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of little things you could do with it. So what are your 3? What are your 3 that you're like, yo,
I already got my shit lined up. Outriders, the big dog. Drops February 2nd. Yeah. Like when we discussed the non-GAAS games where you have that paid service, they got to not necessarily rush it out, but if they don't got it done, they still got to get it out.
Right.
Fucking glitches and all. So this game comes out purely finished day one, and it's a PvE based game. There's no PvP at all.
Right.
And I don't know how it's gonna be, but it's crazy. It looks fun as fuck. It's, I would say, a mixture with Gears of War. So you get a little Division feel.
Yeah.
And then you got Destiny 2 or Destiny because they throw in you're on a fucking different planet.
Right.
So you're gonna see creatures and aliens. Well, technically all aliens, but it's gonna be I've never done a strictly PvE game. I always like to do the balance of get to play PvP and PvE. So
Right.
I already have my PvP game in mind. That's going to be Rainbow Six Quarantine. And
Nice.
Quarantine, they're having rumors where it's a first person shooter. So they're saying with Quarantine, there are not only they got a couple of features that what drew me in because first person shooters, it's all. I mean, there's so many games with PVE and PvP and first person. I'm a big third person shooter fan, so if they offer that shit, sold.
Yeah.
Another thing, they're adding co-op for campaign or some. You're gonna have co-op and not just play team like in your team and
Yeah.
PvP, but you actually get to do some PvE. I don't know how I feel about it because I've been ripped off by the Division twice
Yeah.
now. Well,
Right.
not really with one, but two, I definitely know I wasted way too much time
Yeah.
on that game. And but there's no fucking good games where it just captured me like SOCOM. But there's one that's coming out, I think summertime. I'm surprised you don't know this one. Fuck, I forgot. Deathloop.
Deathloop. I haven't heard of that one yet.
Oh, watch that trailer.
Yeah, I have to look
Dude.
at it.
You seen that Tom Cruise movie and Emily Blunt?
Yeah.
Fighting
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're doing that in a video game.
Nice. I mean, that makes sense with Deathloop.
Yep.
That makes sense. Yeah, I might have to look that up.
It's cartoony. It's got the cartoony, but like a filter over it where it's kind of set in the it has like 70s vibe.
Nice.
Yeah. And you have to take out like a certain amount of bosses and take out the big dog, and you have to do it all in one life.
Oh,
Anytime
Lord.
you fucking die, you loop back, and you're not just finding like the storyline. Well, you have taking out the easy NPCs leading up to the boss, and
Right.
get all there. But after like a set amount of time, there's another assassin out, and they got a bounty for your ass. So you're getting chased, and it feels.
I could have sworn I heard you talking about this before. When you mentioned the NPCs getting up to the big boss, that part sounds familiar. I'm gonna look that up.
Dude, the fucking moves, because the character can like do that kind of bubble fucking animation, like it pulses them, and it's like that empty air that it hits them, it just makes them fucking fly, and then you could teleport, like you can send their ass up, teleport up there, fucking slam their ass back down to the ground.
Nice.
Dude, they have crazy fucking features.
Real nice.
The movement looks smooth. Story looks badass. I'm sold, and I'm not even a fan of those type of games, but I want to try that.
I'm gonna look that up. Another thing too, we got to mention
Bethesda. Bethesda is that.
I've heard of that one. I don't know about that one for me yet, though. What about Cyberpunk? How you feeling about that one?
I had zero interest until a couple of weeks ago. I heard somebody, but they say they heard it, so let's call it a rumor, and they mentioned that they could possibly have co-op.
Yes.
If it gets to more than just solo, I'm buying it. So it would behoove me to fucking buy it now, so
Right.
I just know it all and be ready for co-op when it releases, and not fucking buy the game when it's at co-op release, and I'm fucking months behind.
Right.
Trying to chase y'all.
I'm gonna pick it up with like the PlayStation 5. I'll pick it up, but yes, IGN also did a report on that. Yes, I don't know if it's going to be a DLC or just an update to include co-op, but a lot of people are clamoring for like, where's the co-op? Where's the online? And I got to give it to this company, man. They immediately turned around and was like, all right, that's what you want. We got you. Like, that's phenomenal. Like, that is crazy. So I'm looking forward to that. I've never been like the big GTA fan because it always just seemed like this is for an ongoing game. I think the last game I played like that was Scarface, where you had to steal cars, build your empire and stuff like that. But now me at this time in life where it's like, I don't have the time to do all that. My wife even loved Grand Theft Auto, man. She was like Vice Squad. Oh, she still plays. She has a PS Vita that
Vice
she was
City?
playing on that. Yeah, Vice City. She loves it. She was like, oh, just the music, the soundtrack alone.
Oh yeah,
She
yeah.
was like, she loved it. She mentioned something, and I heard something on TV. It was like, yeah, you run around and beat hookers up with a bat. And I looked at her, I was like, dang, you can beat a hooker up with a bat? And she was like, oh, you can do a whole bunch of shit to them bitch. I was like, wow, for real? She was like, I used to beat them with a bat, but there was some other wild stuff you could do with them too. And I remember hearing on the news where you can actually get one. Yeah, you go in the room with them. I was like, yo, these games are out of control.
Yeah.
So Cyberpunk seems like it's a futuristic GTA.
Okay.
But that's from what I've seen. But I've seen it looks good from the little 15, 20 minutes. I won't watch the gameplay because I don't want to be spoiled, but I do hear the reports were like, yo, just the first 15 minutes, it is a hell of a game and you will not be disappointed.
All right,
So
I'm
we gotta
writing
look
that
at
down.
Cyberpunk,
Watch
too.
first 15 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, they are like, you will not be disappointed at all.
What's the year?
At all. 2077.
20. Move, cat. Damn it, pup. 2077. 15.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
so
watch
you
that
will
fucking
not
video.
be disappointed at all. So I'm looking at that one, and I.
But
agree
I
with
gotta
something.
know co-op is coming. I'm
Right.
not.
When you look it up, you might see the IGN
Yeah, I'll
video
start
where they
researching it for sure.
They talk about the co-op, and they were like, "Yo, this company took 6-7 years of putting this together." I have heard of the Outriders. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that. Me, I'm not that futuristic off-world type. Like that's really when I got away from Call of Duty when they started doing all that running down the wall and shooting with lasers.
Yeah.
Like, nah, you lost me with that. That's why I never got into Destiny, where I'm like, it's not really me. I'm like the modern warfare type stuff.
Hold on.
You know, something a little bit more realistic for me. Because I know you guys are going at it. I've seen you guys getting ready for raids and leveling up. I think I watched a couple of Twitch videos for Destiny. I was just like, look, that dude just jumped 50 feet. Like that dude just flew in the air 50 feet. I don't know if that's really for me, but I know a lot of the Division crowd either went back to Destiny because Destiny, some people have moved over from Destiny to us, or they just left Division and went to Destiny. And it's like for them, they're starting all over because you got to find the gear, got to find the loot. It's a perfect transition over. And that's why Bungie was playing. I'm like, wow, y'all really banned all them players? Well, look, players, if you were banned, we'll give you the game for free. Like they
did that?
Yeah.
Shit.
When that ban wave came, they were like, if you got banned, come to us, we'll give you the game for free. Now, not the DLCs, but you had Destiny.
You get the base game, yeah.
Yeah, so they just gave it away. Like, here you go.
That is genius.
I was like, they stole a lot of people.
Division, like they could be holding back, like, all right, I'll maybe checking on TD3. But these guys get them in the game, and then they could fall in love, and they just not only took them from, or not only gained a guy, but they know they lost a competitor with players.
Destiny was Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 was out waiting for TD1, TD2, and Destiny's killing them. Like, if I look on Twitch right now, it's still 18,000 people looking at Destiny videos. You look at Division 2 might have 600. Like, that's crazy.
You saying
nobody's playing that game anymore.
Nobody gives a fuck.
I mean, there's literally nothing to do in that game. I don't know what to tell you. I mean,
dude, what season? This title update comes up tomorrow. What the fuck are you gonna do other than make another version of your skill build?
Right. And you said it perfectly. Just another version of the skill builds you already have. Like this was the
you're gonna rock the same skills
update. Literally the same talents. Like perfectly in sync. It's just on a different gun now.
Yeah.
Like how lazy could you be? I mean, like that's extremely lazy. The gear does the same thing. Okay, I get it. Your drone and turret hit harder. You're gonna hit harder in legendary.
Yeah, they're making it easier for you to over that and survive the legendary and summit.
But what do I do? Okay, so
I got one idea. I'm curious now with running the raids with that Achilles pulse on a strong skill build. You see Achilles pulse in action? Work it on a boss. Like say Boomer's about to fucking go down. You have that pulse on Boom when he's down a knee, everybody's shooting. You're gonna cap on the armor, taking him out but like every boss. And then you can also that Scorpio. I want to see how that plays.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people are, oh man, that's gonna reign supreme in PvP. It won't, because
I'm talking
people have
PvE.
abused. PvE is gonna be real nice, but people have abused bleed and all that. If they came with some other type of
Status,
I don't know, plague status effects on it, it would be better. But your best bet is probably going to be electric. Maybe there's no shock resistance, but if you got bleed resistance and you got disorient or whatever resistance and you got shock resistance, the gun means nothing. And you have to run it with yellows, or it's not going to matter at all. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have some yellow. You got to have status effect popped up on your thing, because if you don't have status effect and you shoot me and I get a little bleed, but you came out with the backfire. So people have bleed resistant builds that work in the DZ.
Yeah, they already prepped that shit.
Yeah, so that nullifies that gun already. What's the second time? I know the third one is shock, but by the time, you're not going to get to that many shots off against somebody in PvP.
Yeah.
PvP, you're melted in within 1 to 2 seconds.
Yeah. It would have to be a squad running and just you got to be support. You got to be support. Now, I've gone in there where I have insync, and a lot of people use their shield, and I'll let a drone out and just let a drone fly around. And the drone is attacking, and I'm hitting them with the insync, so they think once they put my shield down that I don't have insync anymore. But my drone, I've literally had one guy that we were fighting take off running, and I could hear him on the mic like, man, this motherfucking drone. Like, it wouldn't leave him alone. And he took off running. I started chasing him. I'm like, man, that dude's long gone. And my drone was right there on top of him. Just But you bring a pulse in there, which everybody's running to get rid of the bleed hives and all that stuff. And it's still going to be the same meta, because you cannot run through there. You'll try a hybrid, but the green gear is already obsolete. The new green set, the rigger, which... somebody gonna slip over that one. Oh, you saw the gear set?
The rigger is the green one.
The green.
They got a new green gear set. It's built for skills. All it is a better version of Hardwire. But it's
rigger.
And that's why we laugh. Like, somebody's gonna slip over that name.
Dude, I made that joke and covering. It's like
real close.
Yeah, Sweden. You're a country of white people, man.
Right. Like, you don't know what's going on. I know you guys are in Switzerland and all that. You don't know what's happening over here. Yeah. And now PlayStation's recording conversations too. That's all you need to do is hear that slip. And like, what the hell you say?
Yeah, man.
That's all
they do. I swear. Fucking shows offline for the next 3 months.
Right, like, nah, this be racist. Don't play with that cat. Like, I mean, but all it is it's a stronger hardwire. You destroy your skill and you get it right back.
And then you got the holster.
Right. So
waveform.
Now that I look forward to, but it should have been a glove. We have three exotic holsters and 2 of everything else except for glove. We have 1 glove. But I guess they didn't make it glove because I was like, everything BTSU would have been glove, because the wave is a BTSU holster. So you can see the little phone or whatever in it. So, and then there's the manhunt. I'm burnt out on manhunts, man. I don't even do the trial runs or any of that anymore. I go get the yellow stuff off my map and then go on. I don't do any of the trial runs. I don't do any of the polarity switches. I don't do any of it because the first season was boring.
Global events are the way to get your fucking optimization now. So now they're forcing you to play shit in the first place that you don't.
Right.
It's like, no. We don't want to play global event. That's why you don't see anybody on it.
Right.
You're forcing us in it.
And that right there takes away the fun of it all.
Yeah.
Because it's
a chore.
It's a chore. The whole game right now feels like a chore. Like, I gotta go in here and I got these men. I gotta do all these missions. All right, let me knock it out. Yeah. And now people have gotten smart. We're like, well, I'm not getting anything from it. Let me just put it on normal and run right through it and be done.
Yep.
And that's how people are running your so-called now. Oh, I want a challenge. I'm going to put it on heroic. I already play all these missions on heroic.
Yep.
I already get all these control points on heroic. My world has been set on heroic for I don't know how long because I'm looking for something better. And because you can't fix the gear and because the game is coming to end of life, boom, optimization station. Here you go. We're going to make it difficult for you to get it. But see, here's the part that a lot of people, I don't know, I from the conversation, it costs too much. Yeah, but everything you see, they're always leveling up something at 9%, something low, trying to get it to like 12 or maxed out. For me, most of the stuff I got to max out is I got a 14.8 weapon damage. The crit hit chance and crit hit damage is maxed out. How much is that going to cost me to go up 0.2? You know what I mean? I got a Sesca holster.
It's going to be one roll, though, for sure.
Right. Yeah, one roll, but I'm done. You know what I mean? That whole build is now maxed out because all I need is this. Like I got a Sesca holster, max weapon damage, max crit hit chance, but 11.7 crit hit damage. I need 0.3. Right. Boom. Whole build is now maxed out.
Yep.
You just recently sold, and I was looking for this, the Hunter Killer vest with perfect intimidate on it. Had max armor regen. Everybody maxed out the armor, but the crit hit damage was 11.1. So that's going to take a few rolls, but guess what? Maxed out. And if I got to deconstruct stuff to give myself material, everything in my stash box is just about trash now. You know what I mean? Like I'm holding it like just in case, but most of it is because I've already made a build of all my strongest stuff.
You know, it's funny about how we all learned from TD1 to hold our shit. Because in TD1, they constantly made irrelevant weapons and gear. They'd try to get it up to match the whatever the metas are. So they always work on just trying to get some kind of TD2, man. There's nothing that I've ever gotten rid of and like, oh fuck, I had that shit and now I need.
Right.
It's not happening ever.
Right.
That shit sits in your stash and just sits.
It's collecting major dust. I went back and was like, I'm gonna make this build. Had everything in my stash.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this build. Okay, had everything in my stash. I'm gonna make this build. Everything already in my stash. Right now, I'm getting to the point now where I'm just, let me try this gun. It's okay.
I'm doing that shit too.
Right. Let me try this gun. That's how, I saw you playing with the M1A CQB one time. I was like, what the hell is he using? And I asked you, like, what gun were you using? Because that thing was firing off.
Yeah.
You're like, that's the M1A CQB. I'm like, it's not as strong as the classic.
No.
But you notice the difference where I'm pulling that trigger, that thing is boom, 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 instead of boom, boom, boom. Like, I literally made, I
love it for close quarters.
Yeah, like that thing is perfect. I got it on, especially with glass cannon. Thing's a beast.
I didn't even try that.
Beast. Oh, that thing is a monster. I love that gun. And I had the M1A and just you pull that trigger so many times and that pat, 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 where I got tired of it. That's why I made the skill build. Most of the map I run now, I'll do a submachine gun on missions because I just want to run and gun. Let's go.
Yep.
But if I'm in open world, skill build. Drone turret, go take care of that control point, man. Let me know when you're done. I'll sit over here. Somebody come my way, boom, boom, activate NSYNC and combined arms and sit back. So now all I got to do is readjust a little bit, throw that exotic holster on, boom, boom, shoot somebody with a little bit. Now I got the combined arms plus the holster plus all these skills, and you're telling me it switches back and forth?
Too easy.
And now easy. Right. Now I can just all right, let's get to the nitty gritty with Division 2 real quick, since I know we're getting close to the end of time, but we said we'll say this for last. They have failed in this game so bad with upper management that I'm seriously doubting a Division 3 will come.
Oh shit!
I seriously doubt.
I wouldn't miss it if they never did, though.
That's like I'm seeing so many people saying, oh yeah, Division 3 is coming, and here's why. Division 3. There is no proof a Division 3 is coming.
They're playing the rumor game.
Red Storm put the thing back on, man. They're back
you
on
sent me that fucking link.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, so I don't know if they're trolling guys. Maybe they are. But I think they messed up Division 2 so bad that we're not going to get a Division 3 announced. If it does get announced. And honestly, I think they should wait 3-4 years before they even announce it.
Let us fucking
work on it for a while.
Let us miss it. Like, man, I could fuck with Division.
Right. Like, oh man, I ain't play. Like right now, I went back to Division 1. I've been playing Division 1. Like, this shit is fun again. It's slow moving. The movement isn't as good.
I definitely noticed the difference between the two.
But there's so much to do. Like, I thought I had all my characters maxed out. My hard drive crashed and I was re-downloading stuff. And then I saw that they wanted me to buy Division 1. I'm like, wait a minute. I already bought this. I already bought this digital copy last year. You got a transaction ID? No, but I'll get it to you. Went through my thing, got the transaction ID, sent it to them. They gave me the game back. But I think the screenshot they gave me of the game is real old and outdated. Because my 4th character was only a level 4. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, man, I got to level this guy up. Okay, cool. I go in and start playing, and I'm like, this thing, Division 1 was so simplified on how much you have to do in that game. That Division 2 wasn't the same way. Like, it's not at all. Like,
from release, I'm like, why is it so different?
From release, you go do a mission, opens up a side mission, you do the side mission and leads you somewhere else to a mission, side mission, side mission. But in New York, Division 1, you got to do this encounter to get this tech point. You got to do this encounter to get medical. You got to do this tech encounter. It's 3 different tech encounters you got to do just to build up your base. And that was it in the street. All right, here's an encounter over here. It's a baby mission. It's not even a full mission. It's just an encounter. Then you had encounters, you had side missions, you had main missions, and that's not even, DZ was huge and wide open. I'm like, I forgot how much there was to do in this game. Like, there is tons to do. And then it makes me think about D1, it's not even the map, it's you limited us.
Yeah.
We didn't have to rebuild the White House. Every time you took over a section, the White House got a little bit cleaner. Every time you took it, you go talk to this person, talk to them at the theater, they go to the White House and build it up. That was it. Just talk to this person.
Yeah.
You missed out on, really, this is where the copy and paste really should have been. Give us encounters, make us have to build this White House again. As it goes on and we level up, make the encounters harder and harder and harder. And then you got your side missions. And then you got your missions. By the time you're done with all of that, now you're thinking about building your character up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now you got to go through Division 1. There's so much that I got to do in that game to get my character up.
And that's also because they're doing a lot of in-game content. They don't ever talk about the incursions. Why didn't we get these special? I don't know if they're considering strongholds the incursions because they never, because they did upgrade it to legendaries.
Right.
But it didn't, I mean, we had incursions. We had a fun DZ. And then they, on top of that, they even added further down the line in the game's life, gave us 3 more zones.
Right.
We had a decent PvP. Not the one that was straight up PvP, the PvP BE.
BE, yeah.
That I didn't mind that one. And then they had threw in what's the one on the west side? West Side Pier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then so you have the resistance, which you got to challenge your with your squad, see how far you can get. Oh, I know I'm missing one.
But that summit.
The global events were fun. Oh, and then the underground. See, I don't even mention the underground because it wasn't a thing. Like, and then, but they bring like the one thing I didn't say with their end game here, they brought to TD2.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody liked. I mean, I'm not gonna say no, but a small portion of the player base liked the fucking underground.
Right.
And
and that's the summit is a combination of underground and resistance. How high can you go? Can you make it to 100?
Well, no, because resistance is one-time go.
But it was always how far you could go. I know one guy got to 100. So that's what jumped in there. Hey, one guy got to level 100. Let's redo this. Let's put underground in. So you disappointed everybody with summit and you disappointed upper management. That's why we didn't get the Nightmare. That was canceled. It wasn't canceled because it wasn't. It's canceled. It's closed.
No,
it's
yeah,
a global event. But whatever they had structured,
Yeah.
because Summit failed,
What happened to that?
give me that money. You lose
Oh,
that budget.
hold on. Is this rumor now?
You lost the budget. So they announced it. Nightmare coming.
Oh yeah,
Around the same
September.
time we got the Summit.
yeah.
Summit
something like
failed.
that.
Summit failed badly. And it failed so bad that they're trying to justify it to their upper management that, look, they're playing this mode. Because now
We don't want to do.
TU11, TU11.1, and this was the wildest part to me was your last state of the game is talking about TU 12.1.
12
We haven't even gotten 12 yet. How
Yeah.
are you going to talk about 12.1?
Yeah.
We don't even have 12. You're coming to an end.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Summit was such a big failure. They looked at this like, nah, give me that budget. Give it back. That can go. We can spend that money on games that are being more successful too.
Yeah.
So, well, we promised it. They know about it. They keep asking about it. We got to give them something. And it was funny, right before
Apparel
you started
event.
saying, you were like, what do you think Nightmare is going to be? I was like, man, probably some apparel event, something, And when it was a apparel event, I fell out laughing like, yo, that's because right now, that's the only way they're making money on this game is people keep buying that bottom track where it's the apparel. But you're not getting new apparel. You're getting gear colors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not getting new gear. You're not getting a new backpack or a new look. You're just getting the colors to it.
Well, then
You're getting colors to the weapons.
if you pay, that's the pay to play, and nobody likes that format too. Though,
Right.
where I applaud them for not throwing in exclusive because you paid for it.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, it is like certain
But a looter
colors
shooter
that
shouldn't have this shit.
those micro transactions, man, those small little things where it's only $10. Yeah, well, 60 million people are playing it. You all spend $10, they just made $600 million.
Right.
Off of some colors.
Yeah.
How hard is it to program some colors?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's stuff that it's certain weapon skins that people have that I don't have. It's certain masks that people I didn't get that gold and black Saints mask at the end because I'm not buying the bottom track. I didn't buy the first one. Not damn sure not buying this one. $10?
Black mask.
Yeah, at the end of it had to be either season 2 or season 3. It had to be end of season 2. On the bottom track, you got a new hunter type mask, gold and black one.
Yeah,
look like Saints or something like that. I didn't buy that. I saw people running around like, yeah, man, this looks cool. I didn't buy it. I'm not spending $10 more. That's $40. You just bought a DLC if you buy every single one of these season tracks.
Yeah, that's right.
That shit adds up. Yeah, it's $10 today, then another $10 tomorrow. Then you just bought a DLC for $40.
I only bought
without
those
new content.
with in mind that I'm supporting these, supporting the company to keep doing the thing. That's the only reason why I did, and apparently didn't help out.
And that's the biggest thing. Oh, I love the game. Go ahead, support it. I supported it by buying it. They got my money.
Yeah,
how much more support do I gotta give?
Exactly.
I'm playing it. That's the support. I gotta keep donating.
Who is the asshole who started this fucking trend? Some goddamn developer's like, hey boss, yo, why are we working on the next game why are we working on part 2? Let's extend this bitch. Let's do more shit.
Keep milking them, grab them titties, grab them, they're milking. And I was just like, one of the guys I was rating with, oh man, I support the game, man. Go ahead and buy it. That's a whole nother DLC by the time it's done. Now we get to season 4, and I swear, if Fei Lao is at the end of this season and we kill her and this is it, I'm gonna be pissed because